Well, basically last year I was still recuperating from injuries from the previous year. It was severe bicep injury, a shoulder injury, and they were still giving me some trouble for the most part of last year. So I didn't get a full year's training in last year, although I was very pleased with the condition that I came in, improvements in symmetry and so on. Whereas this year I've had no really serious injury problems, so I've had a whole year to train for the contest. So I'm definitely looking to be improved on last year. Hopefully the same condition, probably 3 or 4 pounds heavier, quality muscle in all the right places, which is going to make a big difference to the overall appearance. So I'm pretty happy with the way things have gone this year. For me, if anything, the drug testing as far as the diuretics going is an advantage, because the way I prepare for a contest is always being to be basically ready for the contest from around 2 weeks out. I come to train usually at Bev Francis's Gold's Gym in New York, and everybody can tell you when I come in 2 weeks before the Olympia, I'm basically the same shape and around the same weight that I would be on the day of the contest. So I never had to take any extreme measures to try and drop weight, to drop water weight at the last minute. So if anything, the whole testing thing is something in my favour, to my advantage. Well, my goal is not to put on, 10 or 15 pounds of mass. I think that's not a realistic goal now. The days of doing that are gone by. Now I'm just hoping to make small improvements, perhaps a little bit heavier, a little bit improved in one area or another area, better condition, so on. I think it's a mistake at this point to try and put on 10 or 15 pounds. I think that's going to, if you try and put on 10 or 15 pounds at this stage, it's not going to be quality muscle, and that's not going to enhance your appearance. Whereas if 2 or 3 pounds of quality muscle in all the right places is going to make a dramatic difference. So everybody's chasing the numbers game, trying to get bigger and trying to get heavier, because they think that's why Dorian Yates wins. And I've always said that's just, size and body weight and so on is just one of the factors. It's a complete package that wins the show. So you've got to have size, yes, that's very important, but you also got to have condition. You've got to have proportion throughout the different muscle groups and so on. So people should be thinking about that rather than solely just coming in bigger. And as far as the body weights, I think sometimes it's a little bit exaggerated anyway. A lot of people seem to be, all of a sudden coming at 260 or 270, and they don't look a lot different from a few years ago when they were claiming to be only 240. So I think sometimes the body weights are exaggerated, and I don't really get caught up in that. Yeah, I'd like to thank all the fans for their support throughout the years. I get a tremendous amount of mail, and what's satisfying to me is that people write to me and they've read about me in muscle fitness and flex and things like that, and how I've built myself up and how I've become a champion, and it's inspired them to to improve their lives. Not necessarily for them to be a champion, but for them to improve their lives and their outlook and so on, and I appreciate that, and I appreciate all the support of the fans, and hopefully you're not going to be disappointed. Every year I try to beat the Dorian Yates of last year. That's my goal, and hopefully this year's model of Dorian Yates will be even better than last year.